Couple things that you may or may not know, and I apologize if you already know this, but it's important stuff that I think is helpful for everybody. Your dashboard is going to contain like the last 10 records, the last 10 documents that you worked on. Okay. And then if you scroll down, you have representation templates. So you can start a new seller rep agreement from here. You can, or any of the other forms for that matter. Following your rep, we took all the CAB forms and put them into 4 sections. So we have representation templates, transaction templates. Your transaction templates are where you're going to find your purchase agreements, letter of intent, and the ancillary documents that you need along with that, like your material contracts, your allocation of purchase price, promissory notes, broker fee agreements. So you can scroll across. Material contract schedule, assignment of lease, basically all the forms that you would need for a transaction. We have buyer inquiry templates, or buyer profiles, buyer inquiry, and confidentiality agreements. And then we have miscellaneous templates, which are, co-op agreements, the company broker non-disclosure. So if a seller says, hey, I'm not going to give you my financials until you give me a confidentiality agreement, you can create that here. And then we have the COVID-19 addendum and advisory and acknowledgement. I don't know how many people are still using those, but they're still available out here for those who want to use them. And then, of course, referral agreements, consulting agreement, and then the independent contractor agreement. So those are just the miscellaneous things. Then there's also another widget down here, which is any documents that you have that are out for signing, that are ready, you've sent them out for electronic signature using Legido Sign, and those will show up in here. And then, the timeline here is not overly helpful, simply because usually if you're going to look at a timeline, you're going to look at a timeline for a specific document. But if you want to see everything, it's there. Okay, so in terms of every document has a document record, and when you click on any place in the document, it will open up the record. So you can click on the little arrow here, up and down, but you don't have to. You can click, anywhere else. And the great thing about the document record is it gives you some basic information without having to open the record, or without having to open the actual document. So you can also, if you're sharing documents with a managing broker, maybe the managing broker needs to give approval and has some questions, and you've shared the document with them, you can, you can add messages about that given document in this message thing. And so you and your managing broker can have a dialogue right on the record for that particular document. So document records are very handy. So that's the dashboard. I don't do a ton of stuff from the dashboard. I typically go into manage documents because it's going to give me all the different documents that I have worked on, not just the first 10 or most recent 10. And then also you can filter. You can see on the left where you have all these filters. So if I want to only look for documents that my manager has approved, I can click on approved, and I don't have any in here, but that's fine. Or if I want to click on only documents that are set up for e-signature, I can do it that way. Most of the documents that we're going to be working on are typically going to be in draft stage initially until they're approved, if they require approval, or if they don't require approval from a manager. If we're independent broker or whatever, then we can just move it to approved ourselves and then move it to e-signature. Okay. So the names here, when And you need to understand that CAB is all one account. So all CAB members that have logged on or that have a username, if you want to search for somebody, let's say I need Matt Coletta to approve one of my documents for some reason, or I might be co-brokering with Matt on something, then I can just type in Matt and you can see that he comes up. If he shared any documents with me, and then I can filter based on that and select his name, and any documents he had shared with me would show up here. So this is really handy for managing brokers in an office where they want to see their agents' documents, and they need to be and they want to review and approve their agents' documents. And so they're having their agents share those documents with them.